Hello everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph and today, well, it's not a great day because look, no polytunnel because we had another storm and I feel like a blue weatherman at this point because all I keep doing is giving you weather updates. And I think it's probably my own fault because I went ahead and jinxed myself, didn't I? Only the other day in my video I went, it feels like spring. The sun's out, the weather's cleared up, the birds are singing. And then it comes along a storm with up to 100-mile-an-hour winds, almost breaking records. We've not had that much wind since 1998, I think, over in the UK. We were this close to breaking wind speed records again. Over in Ireland, again, they were topping theirs. Yeah, so bye-bye polytunnels. There's no saving them this time. It's completely and utterly gone. Yes, so I'll show you the sort of damage. Actually no, I've got rid of all the damage. I'll show you what trees we've got left. Well, we've got all the trees left. Eee! But I did have a little bit of minor damage on some of the trees. I'll show you that, because that's what we're here for, and we'll have a little chat. Because I am sick to death of this weather now. Please, 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 let's turn a corner and have spring, because as you can see, the sun is basking out. I've got no coat on, I've just got a nice little jacket. It's quite warm, it's a little breezy today, but again, it's warm. It feels like spring again, and I've probably just jinxed myself one more time. But I'm sick of these storms, I'm sick of feeling like a weatherman. So this is going to be a quick video. I'm just going to do a little walk around and show you where my trees are at too. Yeah, because we're all outside with no shelter now. So if any more frost comes, or if any more storms come, I'm going to have to make sure I'm ahead of the forecast and then put them in the garage, because I've got no shelter, as I say. So I'll give you a walk around, show you what happened. I'll start here where the polytunnel was and what is actually left of it. So once again, the mile-an-hour winds were up to 80 to 90 mile an hour where I am situated in the northwest of England, and the last storm, which was Storm Dara, they were 50 to 60 mile an hour winds. And I said last time that I had no chance with my polytunnel, and the plastic bits that were located here, which are these ones, as you can see, they snapped last time around, and this time at 80 to 90 mile an hour winds, completely and utterly devastated this one. They completely snapped them, ruined them. It just literally took the whole polytunnel and it just swept it away into the garden. Luckily, as I said, I had them tied down, so it did hold onto it just here. It didn't go anywhere, it didn't touch the house this time around, but it completely snapped them. It didn't do anything in terms of holding on. It just let go, snapped them. So greenhouse as soon as possible. We are looking into it. We haven't got the money, but we're looking to find the funds because we need this greenhouse ASAP. So yeah, completely destroyed it. In terms of the trees, what did it do? So where did we start? I had my silver birch, which is this one, and if you remember, it was in a terracotta pot. It was in a larger one. We did a video on it in the early spring because I did say that this hasn't leafed out. It was in a repot. Last spring we did a repot on it, as I say. It hadn't sprung out for over 12 months and I was pretty worried about it. We got it in a repot. I said I think the soil had issues with it, and it's got plenty of buds, as you can see, all over. It was on one of those chairs and it was nice and heavy, supported, just sat over here, roughly where that is, and the big winds took it and smash. As you can see, still got soil everywhere, so I've had to put it back in one of these pots. Now, it was out all night in the wind, and most of the, from what at least seen anyway, most of the roots have died off. There's not a lot of roots left on this thing. So do I have much hope for it? Nope. No, I don't. But it is what it is. I can't do an awful lot about it. I got it in the pot as soon as I could. So for now, I just have to hope and pray that this thing at least survives. The buds themselves haven't changed colour, they haven't deteriorated, they all still look fine. None of the tree has changed any colour at the ends, so when these die off, they tend to shrivel and go black to a brown, deep dark brown, and they are still got nice colours in them. So as far as I'm aware, this thing is still alive. So there we go. So the tip here, you can see the tip. Okay, this part has died off already. So this part, as you can see, has started to die. The rest of the tree is a nice, like a brownish colour that's living, where this section here has started to die off already. So yes, you can see already this part has died because of the lack of roots and being out in the air. So yes, as I say, I am worried about this. That top bit there, yeah, that bit though, still alive. This bit, bit shocking. Other trees, main concern on most of these other trees is not really too much of a concern, other than obviously what leaves were on them. In terms of the evergreen trees on all of these ones, were most of the trees were just ripped all the leaves off. These big ones with that are whippy, they have obviously gone and scattered all over the garden, mainly just on the floor, didn't go too much everywhere else. These ones that were in the trays, they were tied on to the shelving units. They were sort of, so the shelving units were like this, and then they were like that. They were held on, they kept up in place because they were all tightened like this. So they didn't go anywhere. They just lost a bit of soil. Everything's okay, as you can see. All good, nothing major. I've got like bits of, as you can see, I've got bits of soil all over them. So this is my cascading elm. Again, that lost just a bit of soil, bit of mix, nothing major, everything's fine. As you can see, I've got mix everywhere. Again, most of my trees that just fell over in this area. Nothing adversely costly to any of these trees. I've just put dead roots and stuff here. Just I need to put that in the bin. I've just cleared that up a little bit at the moment. This, unfortunately, the only issue I had with this one is I had with the rope that was tied. Yeah. The rope that was tied to the polytunnel got itself wrapped around the branch here. If it'll focus, there you go, and it had pulled the branch and snapped it clean off. Now this was a sizable branch as well coming out, so that's completely ruined that branch section here. So I wouldn't say it needs a full redesign, because the tree itself is in the middle of a redesign. So this is the field maple. Well, we didn't really know what we were doing about it because of this huge section right here. So it's still growing. If you remember, we go back to it, the tree when we got it was a stick. It's a root over rock. There is a massive rock in here. This is probably, well, we could probably go into looking at the roots this year. There's no real necessary to do it because the root system, I mean, they do grow really well, but this pot is huge, so we can look at it if we wanted to reposition it, check out if it's bounded or not onto that rock. But again, I was looking at possibly removing this or removing that completely and growing it this way. I'm probably just going to try and remove that and just deal with the swelling and grow it from this way. Over here, we'll go into this section. I've got a pot here, so I'll just zoom out again. So my chair, I just tried putting that against the tunnel, and then I've just got this out because I was watering some of the trees. So this is from, this here is all the seeds that we started to grow. Half of this had, well, just this section here, this quarter, fell out onto the patch underneath. So I scooped it back up and put it in. Hopefully I've not lost any seeds, because this is the experiment of that awful bonsai boxes that I'm going to prove to you. Wow. Prove to you they don't work, but hopefully I'm proving myself wrong, and then this one does work. It's not really going to be a great experiment if I lose this quarter, because it sort of says, disproves my own theory really, because it's not a 100% great experiment if the nature doesn't want me to do it. But anyway, this side's okay. I have no adverse effects to it. This all stayed intact. It was just literally this quarter, and if you can see, just there where it's all fell out, but the rest of it it's fine and dandy, no problems. We're going to continue with this experiment, see if these seeds actually do anything in these bonsai kits. The answer is no, they don't, but if we get anything, it is a bonus. The rest of the trees, as you can see, we'll just have a quick scan over these in a minute. In this pot here, these were my, or are my cuttings, and as you can see, the wind themselves has stripped them completely, and because it's so cold and so fast, the ends has dried up and they have killed them back. So hopefully it hasn't killed this completely. This one never had any branches on it at all to start with. Cotoneaster, Cotoneaster's fine. That's a weed, so we don't care about that. Little maple is still doing okay. It's got buds there. I can't remember what that one is. I've got another Cotoneaster there, I think, and another couple more maples just hiding in and about that. But this one is annoying because it had leaves and they were all growing and they just died back. So I'm hoping that hasn't had too much adverse effect to it and it should be fine. Everything else in here seems to be okay. The only major concern really is most of them have had the leaf stripped, which is round at this area. So I'm just going to jump on this bench, which probably isn't a good idea. So if I fall over, you'll get a laugh because it'll be on YouTube and it'll be on the internet forever. So here we go. Right, I'm on. Oh, nearly fell off. So here we go. So this massive maple, which is just as tall as me, this has obviously fell over. Now, I am growing this out because I just want some thickness in it. It just fell over, no dramas. The only major concern, was this one down here. If I get you in, as you can see, it's not very good, but most of the leaves, let me move it out of the way. This one here, it's got leaves quite left on it, but a lot of them have been stripped down towards the bottom. So 50% of the tree has been stripped for leaves down towards the edges, as you can see here on that branch. That's completely gone. I'm not sure if it's died off. I mean, it's got leaves on the tips just there, as you can see. So the branch itself probably isn't dead. And then that Chinese elm down there, the top part of it is looking pretty rough, and it looks like it's been stripped clean as well. Not doing too hot. I don't know if that's knocked over. I've not had a proper check of that yet. Larches though, because I've just left these in this grow tent to do well. So this, look at the size of them. I think I'll do a video on this one actually next. We need to get this repotted. They are the Japanese larches that we got from Andy, from Tree in a Pot. Look at them, they are awesome. They need repotting, and they need to get into a bigger pot. They're looking fantastic. Back to these, everything else, there's the other larch, everything else is looking really good. Don't really have too much of an issue with anything else. As I say, everything had just been scattered and we've stripped with leaves. We've got the rest of the Chinese elms. As I say, most of them keep the leaves. This one hadn't leaves and it's stripped. I'm just growing this one out. I'm going to try and get off here now safely. Oh. So that is where I am currently at in terms of this storm. No protection at all. This larch at the back, I think the one I did a while back ago, which was with my little Chinese pagoda, I think I am going to be brutally honest with you people. I tightened these two tight when I initially did it. This root here I think is pretty dead. I had to take it off, and I think it's died all the way back to here, which in the comments anyway, I did have one person say chop it back because it should match the height of the pagoda. So I'm pretty sure that's died off as well, possibly there as well. So I think we're going to have to regrow it from back here anyways. So whoever commented that probably got your wish. I'm pretty sure this whole thing is dead. Probably the whole tree even. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll soon find out come spring. So maybe a failed attempt. But if it has failed, we'll go again with at least this pagoda. We'll try it again with something else, because it's a good idea. I like the way it was going. I'll have to give it a little scratch test, I think, with this top section. It definitely died off, you can see it. It's a different colour. Yeah. It's not looking good. That's a shame. Terrible. I forgot Japanese holly is doing well down there. And see this Chinese elm. Oh, it is alive. It just has some really gnarly bits. Overall, everything else, the trees have survived. Everything's doing really well, even after the cuts we've just made. The larch we just worked on recently, still doing well. I've had a little bit of dieback on the Chinese privet. Obviously the cold temperatures have come in. The Chinese privet over there is doing okay, but because we just had cutbacks on that one, that's doing, well, it's not doing the best, but it's not doing the worst either. Go around and have a proper look at it. Yeah, as you can see, it's got some dieback on them leaves. Look at that. And there as well. That because of the cold temperatures. And just in there as well. That's a shame. So that's why you have a polytunnel or a greenhouse for these Chinese privets. Although they are a privet, they are more of a tempered climate. They do like it a little bit warmer than over here. So getting them in a greenhouse would be best suited for them. So yeah, so that's my update, I suppose. Everything else looking too good, not too bad. What else have we got over here? My olive. I know it's not a bonsai, but my olive was in leaf and it's completely ripped them off as well, so it's just died back as well. Great. Oh, there's my English privet. As I said about the other privets, that one's completely in leaf, and actually, if you look at it, some of them are actually pushing a bit of growth. So as you can see, the rest of these trees all doing really well. They survived, no problem. So it just seems to be one storm after another at the minute, and I would really like it if I just got 5 minutes peace from all this horrible weather, because as I say, every other day it seems to be spring and the birds sing, sun comes out, I get out in the garden, I do my thing, put a video out, enjoy myself, and then a bit of heartache. It's awful. So fingers crossed we can get this greenhouse done and I can get in there, work comfortably and have no problems with the weather. That would be ideal for me. And yeah, but on the whole, positive thing is the trees are fine, no really dramas. We just lost the polytunnel again. I can't rebuild it this time. It's done, it's dead. Well, that's the update for you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Please do subscribe if you've not, and thanks for watching. Give it a like. I'll see you again. Bye everyone.